Muy buenas noches a todos. ¿Se me escucha bien? Espero que sí.
Sí,
Genial, gracias por esa respuesta. Mi nombre es Patricia Pérez y a nombre del Centro de Innovación China-Latinoamérica les damos la bienvenida y les agradecemos su participación en esta sesión informativa sobre el 2021 Global Entrepreneurship Summit and Entrepreneurship Competition. Para los que no nos conocen bien todavía, el Centro de Innovación y Emprendimiento China-Latam es una plataforma de promoción del intercambio de innovación y tecnología entre China y Latinoamérica. Nuestros principales objetivos se centran en identificar el potencial de cooperación, conectar el talento humano y promover la transferencia de conocimientos en ambas regiones. Por ello, en nuestra misión de vincular a startups de Latinoamérica con el ecosistema de emprendimiento en China, hemos realizado una alianza con la plataforma HICOOL para la promoción de su competencia anual en nuestra región. Esta noche vamos a tener la participación de dos expositoras. Ambas nos acompañan desde Beijing, China. En primer lugar, le vamos a ceder la palabra a Betsy Figueroa, quien es la fundadora del Centro de Innovación China-Latam y quien nos va a dar una breve introducción sobre el ecosistema de emprendimiento en Beijing. Posteriormente tendremos la charla de la representante de HICOOL, quien nos hablará de la plataforma y del concurso en sí. Y finalmente, al término de estas dos exposiciones, tendremos una sesión de Q&A para responder todas las preguntas que puedan tener. Así que, sin más preámbulos, comenzamos de una vez. Betsy, buenas noches. ¿Me puedes escuchar bien?
Sí, muchas gracias, Patricia. Muchas gracias por la introducción y la presentación y muchas gracias a todos por participar de este seminario. Entiendo que por allá es de noche. Así que nada, vamos a dar inicio de una vez. Voy a compartir mi pantalla para poder empezar. Listo. ¿Sí pueden ver mi pantalla?
Sí se puede ver.
Listo, entonces. Vamos a... Lo que quiero empezar es un poco a ponernos en contexto de cómo se está desarrollando el ecosistema de innovación en Beijing, para que podamos entender pues de qué estamos hablando cuando hablamos de la competencia internacional de HICOOL, que se va a realizar, es de lo que va a hablar Helen Huang en unos minutos posteriores. Esta va a ser una breve introducción solamente de lo que es el ecosistema de innovación en China y básicamente en Beijing, para que podamos aterrizar un poco este tema. Entonces, como comentó Patricia, nosotros somos una plataforma que lo que promueve es el intercambio de innovación y tecnología entre China y Latinoamérica, y estamos trabajando con diferentes actores que promueven y que gestionan las áreas de emprendimiento en diferentes países. Justo en esta seminario también nos acompañan desde Chile, desde Brasil, desde Perú, diferentes representantes de incubadoras y aceleradoras, a los quienes agradecemos su presencia. Y también, bueno, dentro de esta misión, lo que nosotros trabajamos son tres ejes principales, ¿no? Promover la transferencia de conocimientos, conectar el talento humano e identificar este potencial de cooperación. Y en estos tres pilares es que se enmarca esta participación de HICOOL, esta colaboración con ellos para promover el concurso y esta promoción de la participación de startups de Latinoamérica dentro de este ecosistema de innovación en China. El ecosistema de innovación en Beijing, del que les voy a hablar un poco durante estos breves minutos, quisiera que lo entiendan como una ciudad que tiene una gran potencial y ha venido desarrollándose como una capital de la innovación y de las startups. Y al mismo tiempo, quiero que entiendan que Beijing, al ser la capital de China, ha apoyado mucho este desarrollo de la innovación científica y tecnológica, y que, bueno, pues China se está convirtiendo en esta potencia en innovación a través de todos los planes que ha venido desarrollando en los últimos años, ¿no? Esos son básicamente los dos, creo que, mensajes que quisiera que se puedan llevar de esta breve presentación. Y para ello, pues, yo creo que una de las primeras cosas que tenemos que entender es que el desarrollo de la ciencia y la tecnología es parte de uno de los lineamientos principales del Partido Comunista de China. que ya hace más de 40 años, cuando se realizó la apertura económica de China, lo estableció como una de las bases de su desarrollo y una de las fuerzas productivas primarias, lo cual no es un hecho menor porque durante las últimas décadas han podido trabajar sobre estas bases y han podido tener diferentes objetivos alineados a esta base. Estos son dos de los objetivos que se han planteado dentro de los diferentes planes quinquenales que el gobierno de China ha establecido. El primero es de convertirse en un líder mundial en innovación para el 2030 y el segundo es de convertirse en una potencia de innovación científica y tecnológica para el 2050. Y son objetivos en los que han venido trabajando a lo largo de las últimas décadas y de los cuales solamente voy a mencionar 4 avances que han tenido. El primero de ellos es que desde el 2000, o sea, en los últimos 20 años, el gasto en innovación científica ha aumentado anualmente en un 18%. El segundo de ellos es que ya para el 2018 China había presentado casi la mitad de las patentes, de las solicitudes de patentes a nivel mundial, alrededor del 43% aproximadamente, con 1.5 millones de patentes de los 3.3 millones que se habían presentado a nivel mundial. Otro de los hitos que también ha conseguido en los últimos años ha sido que en el 2019 supera por primera vez a Estados Unidos en la cantidad de solicitudes de patentes. En el 2020 esa tendencia ha continuado. De acuerdo a la Organización Mundial de Registro de Patentes, para el 2020 ha habido una diferencia de más de 10.000 solicitudes entre China y Estados Unidos. Y el cuarto punto, que es muy importante también, es que esta política de Estado se ha venido implementando a nivel regional y a nivel de ciudades, y a su vez se ha escalado a las diferentes organizaciones, tanto privadas como públicas, universidades y empresas, que han venido ejecutando esta política gubernamental de manera muy efectiva. De esta manera, Beijing, siendo la capital y siendo una de las principales ciudades con mayor desarrollo en China, ha venido trabajando a nivel de sus gobiernos distritales también en poder convertirse en un centro mundial de innovación y tecnología para el 2025, que es lo que se ha establecido y ratificado en el último plan quinquenal del 2021 al 2025 y ratificado a fines del año pasado, ¿no? Y esto pues viene de un amplio trabajo y de resultados y de recursos con los que cuenta Beijing en esta área. Estamos hablando de que esta ciudad concentra más de 900 universidades, más de 1.000 institutos de investigación científica, 30.000 empresas están alojadas en esta ciudad, todos del rubro de alta tecnología bueno, a nivel estatal, todos, y otras a nivel privadas también. Y también existen más de 128 laboratorios de investigación. Y si nos vamos a enfocar en el tema de las startups, también pues Beijing ha tenido unas características de desarrollo bastante particulares que han fomentado y apoyado el desarrollo de este ecosistema. Beijing se ha desarrollado un ecosistema integral de innovación a través de incubadoras, fondos de capital semilla y de capital de riesgo, todos ellos con un fuerte vínculo estratégico con el gobierno y teniendo la ventaja de que al estar ubicados en esta ciudad existe una mayor y mejor comunicación con las diferentes entidades del gobierno que son las que canalizan estas iniciativas hacia las startups y hacia las diferentes organizaciones que promueven el emprendimiento. Eso creo que es una de las características principales de esta ciudad. Y al mismo tiempo, gracias a esas facilidades, pues también Beijing se ha podido convertir en la ciudad que concentra la mayor cantidad de startups unicornio dentro de China, a pesar de que también existen otros hubs dentro de esta ciudad como Shanghai o Shenzhen que concentran una cantidad importante de startups. Beijing es la que lidera este ranking a nivel de China, y más allá de China también lo lidera a nivel mundial. Desde el 2019, China superó a Estados Unidos con más empresas unicornios en el mundo. Y de acuerdo al índice Hurun, a partir del 2020 también, China tiene las 5 ciudades con mayor cantidad de empresas unicornios en el top 10 de ciudades del mundo. Tenemos a Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Hangzhou y Nanjing como ciudades representativas de las empresas unicornio a nivel mundial. Entonces, como pueden ver, se le está dando un fuertísimo impulso al crecimiento de estas startups, y el gobierno está dando un bastante soporte a nivel de recursos económicos y recursos operativos para que ellas puedan tener bastante éxito. Y si hablamos un poco de cuáles son los sectores a los que pertenecen estas startups, estamos hablando de sectores como comercio electrónico, servicios financieros, servicios en la nube e inteligencia artificial. Es más, 2 de las empresas con mayor capitalización en el mundo están basadas en Beijing, que son la empresa Didi Chuxing, la de taxis, servicio compartido de movilidad, que también se encuentra presente en Latinoamérica, y la otra es ByteDance, también que está basada en Beijing, que es la empresa que opera Douyin y TikTok. Entonces, estas 2 empresas, que son el símbolo del desarrollo de las startups en Beijing, también se encuentran basadas, del desarrollo de las startups en China también se encuentran basadas en Beijing. Eso para que tengan una mirada y una visión general un poco de cómo se está desarrollando el ecosistema de startups en China, y tener un contexto para la presentación que nos va a hacer Helen Huang en unos minutos. Bueno, los invito también a poder visitar nuestra página, a poder encontrarnos en cualquiera de las redes. Yo hasta acá les he presentado un poco del panorama de innovación en China, y me pueden ubicar en las redes sociales también. Y espero que esta información solamente les sirva como un pantallazo y un primer vistazo al desarrollo que viene teniendo este país y esta ciudad. Y ahora, pues, con Helen podamos aterrizar un poco más alguna oportunidad en concreto que tienen las startups para poder vincularse y aprovechar también los recursos que China tiene para startups internacionales. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Betsy, por tu presentación. Ahora vamos a continuar con Helen Huang, quien es la coordinadora de colaboraciones en el extranjero en HICOOL. Ella nos va a hablar de la plataforma HICOOL y del concurso de este año organizado por ellos mismos. Ella es de nacionalidad china, por lo que no habla español y su charla va a ser en inglés. Asimismo, les quiero recordar a todos los participantes que al término de la exposición de HICOOL podrán hacer sus preguntas en la sección de preguntas y respuestas. Para ello podrán utilizar la opción de Zoom de levantar la mano para hacer su pregunta directamente, o también utilizar el chat. En todo caso, les pedimos que esperen a esta sección para que las preguntas no se vayan perdiendo en el chat. Hello, Helen, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you once again for joining us tonight. I already introduced you to our audience, so you can start any minute now.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, thanks for having me here today. And I don't understand Spanish, but that was very nice introduction of Betsy. So from now on, I'm going to talk about HICOOL, as well as giving a very short introduction about myself. So for everyone is here, thanks for joining with us. And my name is Helen. I am the Overseas Partnership Coordinator at HICOOL. And I'm going to share my screen right now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, here? we can see it, no problem.
Okay, so HICOOL, just maybe Betsy might have mentioned that HICOOL is a global entrepreneur summit and entrepreneurship competition that is fully supported by the Beijing government and is established by an association called the Beijing Overseas Talents Association. And as some of you might know or are familiar with the Chinese market, that associations here in Beijing especially, they cannot really do business by themselves, so they need to establish a platform that's our company to do more specific stuff. And so this page is our kind of like a short recap of last year, which was our first competition of HICOOL. And as you can see, we have invited really top-notch entrepreneurs and leaders from worldwide. So we had those from, we had Lei Jun, the CEO and founder of Xiaomi, and we had the founder CEO of Hill House Capital, and of course, as you can see, some other big giants here in each industry. And apart from that, we have also invited the mayor of Beijing as well as the deputy mayor. So last year, the first round of HICOOL, the competition, we really gathered both the elites worldwide, the entrepreneurs, as well as the governmental officials here, which is not really rare here in China, where you can gather all of them together. And as you can see here, HICOOL is all for entrepreneurs. We built this so-called all-around ecosystem for entrepreneurs where they can display themselves with their technology, with their software, with their services. And last year we had locations worldwide. So of course, we're headquartered here in Beijing, in Shunyi. It's one of the districts here in Beijing. And apart from that, we have also had the locations within China, such as Shanghai, Hangzhou, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong. And so other places, for instance, in North America, we had it in Silicon Valley, as well as in Canada, we had it in Toronto. Turning to Europe, we set 2 locations, one in London in the UK, and the other one in Berlin in Germany. And for other Asian countries and regions, of course, Singapore and Japan. And so last year was our first time, and we had around 3,000 applicants altogether, with 2,026 startups altogether they're from 82 different regions and countries worldwide. And as some of you might know, that HICOOL is a competition that is for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in the field of or more focusing on technology. So last year, our focusing areas were 5 of them are technology oriented. And however, we had one remaining, which is called cultural creativity, where you, so for those where you belong to those technology oriented fields you belong to here, such as game and design and stuff. This is short statistics where you all of you can see from our official website. I will type our official website on the chat later. And yeah, this is probably one of the most important parts that applicants care about. So last year we had altogether 60 million RMB in cash as the bonus. And so last year we had 5 first prize winners. We had 15 second prize winners, as well as 30 third prize winners, and the remaining 50. So altogether we had 100 winners for last year. So for the first prize winners, we had for each of them 2 million bonus in cash in RMB. And for those second prize winners, it's 1 million. And for the third prize winners, it's half of it. And for the winning prizes, it's 200,000 RMB in cash as the bonus. And this is kind of like a showcase of last year's winners of how much foundings they got after they have entered our competition and have won. So for instance, I myself know one of the founders here. Her name is Janet, and she's studying COVID-19 vaccination, and she's based in both the States as well as Beijing. She had, so last year, December, she received a fund of, how much is that? 100 million RMB in RMB as the fundraising. So as a result, we can see that through the HICOOL platform for those startups, it's really much easier for them to gain a series of fund, as well as, you know, from the investors who are our partners, because through our channel there will be more chances and opportunities for you to get involved with this really high level of people, and also this kind of like good platforms. This is the picture of this year's launch ceremony. With the mayor of Beijing here in the center, as well as some other of the governmental officials and our partners this year. So what makes different this year is that we have added up even more bonus, and we have added up 14 more winning seats this year. So this year we have in total 100 million RMB in cash as the bonus for our winners, and 80 million of the total bonus is for winning prizes. So this year, apart from the first 100 winning prizes for the international startups, we have also set another 40 winning seats for only Chinese startups, because last year we found it tricky. We found it kind of tricky for Chinese startups to enter the competition. For some of them, if they didn't have the so-called overseas study or work experience, they could not even enter the competition. So we have received this kind of feedback, and we want to make it as fair and of course as fair as possible. So yeah, that is for this year. And this year we have also had 500 judges they're from corporates. They're really well-known investors, as well as globally known entrepreneurs who are our partners. So here, this year we have also added up more locations worldwide. So apart from the North America, we have also, we want to open up South America locations. However, we're not confirmed at the moment. But for instance, for South American startups, if you're willing to participate in this competition, you can feel free to join wherever the location is the nearest for you. So for instance, for those located in South America, I would say the regions in North America would be the closest to you. So you can either choose Silicon Valley, and another region is in Toronto. And this year in Europe, we have added up in Italy as well as Moscow. And in Asia, we have added up South Korea, and Asia Pacific, of course, Australia, we're focused on Sydney. And here is our focusing areas for this year. So like I said, that this is entrepreneurship competition, which is technology oriented. So of course, most of the fields that we're focused on, they're in technology fields. So of course, artificial intelligence, fintech, and healthcare and medicine. So in a way, biomedicine and next generation information technology, new energy, new materials, energy conservation, and environmental protection. And if you don't belong to any of the fields mentioned above, then you can definitely belong to cultural creativity, which means that, for instance, comics, animation, industrial design, anything that is related to design, as well as like AR and gaming. But of course, for more information, feel free to go to our official website where you can see the most detailed information about everything related to the competition as well as the summit. So yes, this year we have set 7 first prize winners, and the bonus is the same, 2 million RMB in cash per each. And we have set 21 second prize winners. The bonus is the same, and 42 third prize winners with the same bonus, and the remaining 70 winning prizes and the same bonus. So what I want to mention here or emphasize here is that the policy we support apart from the bonus is, I myself find it more important for especially foreign people who want to come here to Beijing, because we help startups, especially foreign startups, as long as they're with a good quality project, to come to China with their Chinese household registration. I'm sure Betsy is familiar with this, because here in Beijing, if you don't have the support from the government, especially as a foreigner, it's really hard to even get registered a company, because first of all, you will have to find an office space. And this is also one of our awarding policies, that we offer the first 3 prizes winners with 3-year rent for free with the office space. And apart from that, for those who have children, we can help you solve your children's education. And of course, your free medicine and healthcare. And of course, immigration, it's, so social science. And last but not the least, for some of those who are doing laboratory stuff, they need to have this specific equipment in terms of, either for medicine or for their test or for their like technology or related their laboratory stuff. They need to bring their specific equipment to come to China, which is important because we can help them solve with this case, that they can have the free entry of their scientific research articles and their equipment to China with the help of us. So here we have set 2 groups. However, I want to emphasize here that so for those who are not Chinese or nothing related to China or Chinese background, you can only choose the maker group, that you don't have a company here in Beijing yet. However, if you have if the corporate or company you work for has an office or branch here in Beijing, you may feel free to choose the growth group. But I think maker group is easier for foreign startups, so I would encourage you to choose the maker group. And here, this is the basic requirements for participants. So very, very basic requirements for everyone is that, first of all, you have to choose, of course, a competition which you want to be. So each applicant can only choose one at the same time. And so afterwards, afterwards you have to choose the group which I just mentioned, either the maker group or the growth group. So if your company has registered a company in Beijing, you may feel free to choose the growth group, and otherwise you may feel free to choose the maker group. And afterwards, you have to choose either you participate in this competition as an individual or as a team. Individual meaning that you don't have a company, so that belongs to the maker group, or you can also choose the maker group with a team. However, the team is no more than 3 people, and we also have some specific requirements regarding the shareholder ratio of each team member, that the main applicant has to be the main founder, as well as the first natural shareholder of this company or the future company you're willing to set in Beijing. And of course, the remaining 2 people in the team have to be in the core team. So of course, for especially here for South American startups, you belong to here the overseas group. And for overseas group, either the individuals or the team members, you should have obtained an overseas degree. I mean, of course you have, but just in case, for more than 1 year. And you have, so for some of you, if you have come to China during the past years, you cannot come to China for more than 10 years, because otherwise you would be, just a joke, but you would be too Chinese in this case. So the second is that, so for different groups, for individuals, is this kind of, for individuals is this kind of requirements, and for those who declared as a team, they also have different standards. I don't think we have that much time in this case, so I will leave the official website in this case, where you can see exactly the same information. So this is also very important information. So if all of the startups and the only channel you can go register for the HICOOL 2021 Global Entrepreneur Summit and Global Entrepreneur Competition is through our official website. This is for justice and fairness. So what you will have to fill in, of course, your basic information about your project name and your products and services, the introduction to your company as well as yourself. And so here, the third and the sixth one, for financing and revenue, we have already made it optional, because we understand that for some of the early stage startups, they don't have the financing and revenue income. So so for these two parts, they're optional right now. And second, it's your team members' information. So if those who declared as an individual, you don't have to fill in this form, but for most of, at least from the statistics we had last year, most of our participants, they came to attend our competition in the name of a team. So so for the team, you have to, of course, fill in all of the applicants' information, as well as your education background, and also your work experience and contacts, and what achievements you've had during the previous years, and your personal ID. So in this case, it's your passport number for people from outside of China, because within China, we accept the Chinese ID, but outside of China, we only accept the passport number. And yes, here's very important. Please note that your shareholding proportion must to be, so for the main applicant, it has to be more than 5%, and for the team member, 3 of you, so for the main applicant, it has to be more than 20%, and for the team member, 3 of you have to be more than 30%. And of course, here business plan, we only accept PDF format at the moment, but if you have encountered any technique problems, just let me know. I will also type my email address here later, just in case if you want to reach me out and for more information. So here for the rewards, for the awards. So if any of you have won the competition, then congratulations, but you will have to set up a company here in Beijing within 1 year after winning the project, and until then we will give you the award bonus. Because this is the total amount of the bonus I just mentioned is all supported by the Beijing government. So this is kind of like their requirement. If you want to receive this kind of amount of bonus, then you would have to set up a company in Beijing. So yeah, that's basically my introduction to the competition and the summit. However, I also want to mention here, HICOOL is not just about the competition or summit. We are a all-round local ecosystem that provides everything. We have our incubator, we have our accelerator, we have our industrial park, we have our own sound, as well as our own online platform. So for more information, please feel free to go to our official website, or just let me know if you have any questions. this is partially of our partners here. So thanks for the listening and your time, and that's pretty much of my presentation.
Thank you very much, Helen, for your presentation. Pretty sure we must have some questions from our participants. I think we can continue immediately with the Q&A section then. Muy bien, esa fue la presentación de Helen. Ahora vamos a continuar rápidamente con la sección de preguntas y respuestas. Para ello, me gustaría invitar a los participantes, en especial a los representantes de incubadoras, aceleradoras y otras organizaciones de los diferentes países que nos están acompañando hoy, a utilizar la opción de Zoom de levantar la mano para habilitarles el micrófono y que puedan presentarse y hacer sus preguntas directamente a Helen. También pueden ir dejándonos sus preguntas en el chat, las cuales iremos leyendo según el tiempo disponible que tengamos. Tenemos aquí una primera pregunta de...
Hola, yo por acá me parece, Franco.
Hola,
Hola, quería consultar sobre, entiendo que es amplio el abanico de los estados, de las startups que se presentan, pero ¿existe algún etapa como preferida para que postulen las startups? O, por ejemplo, de los ganadores, ¿alguno cumple condiciones parecidas? No sé, ya están con alguna atracción o con algún
¿Te
revenue
refieres
asociado.
a en qué etapa de la startup debe estar? O sea, si está al inicio y está con ventas, en etapa semilla, crecimiento.
Porque Helen dijo que podía ser un early stage o podía ya estar más avanzado, pero ¿hay alguna preferencia en la postulación? A eso me refiero. ¿Prefieren con ya revenue quizás dentro de la postulación o es indiferente?
Okay. Helen, the first question is about what are the characteristics that startups should have to apply. For example, you mentioned that some of the startups that are applying can be in the early stage. But the question is more related that what exactly means to be on the early stage of, should they have already a product on the market? They should have some traction. What exactly are the characteristics of in what stage they should be in order to apply and have a successful application?
Okay, understood. So in this case, it could be even you just set up a company without any financing to Series B. So our focus is more like very early stage startups, that it means that they don't have any financing or founding at the moment, or they're just in the angel round until Series B. Of course, if those, even some unicorn companies, they want to come register this company, of course, not for the bonus, but for the policy here in Beijing, they are very welcome to join as well. However, we don't encourage listed like public companies to join because they're too huge for us. So in general, any company until Series B round.
Perfect.
And Franco, can you continue with did you get everything?
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay, so about that, Helen, I would like to ask, because there's another question related to that on the chat. You mentioned that it is not, it is, the preference is that these startups do not have any kind of funding, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these companies, regarding again about the stage, they should have already a product on the market and the sales, right?
Yes, so the main idea to participate in this competition is mainly your technology, or if you don't have an actual product yourself, it could be software, so a technology in general. However, I don't know much about the South American market, but as for, let's say, Europe, as even here in China, for some startups who just set up their company, they don't have any founding or financing at the moment, but they do have a very good software or, you know, like develop software, as well as the technology they hold themselves. They just need a platform to show themselves, to let more people know about themselves in this case.
So there's one question that is related to this. It's about a startup with a minimum value project. Is it okay to have?
Yeah.
To apply?
We don't have restrictions towards minimum revenue, but we do have kind of like requirement towards, you know, if for those companies too huge, like corporate, we really do not encourage them to come participate, because they're, in this case, they would compete those startups below. Then startups don't have a chance to win.
Okay. I'm going to continue with another question from Benjamín Carrasco. Buenas noches, Benjamín.
Hola, hola. Hi, hi, Helen. Thanks a lot for this presentation. I have a one question or two, maybe.
Okay.
There have been Latin startup before, and in what areas?
That was the first question, Helen, that if there in the previous, in the last year, the competition of the last year, was there any Latin American startup participating?
Yeah, in which areas, please?
Okay, I have to be honest, I'm not really familiar with last year's statistics in terms of each continent, like very, very specific continent. But as far as I know, we didn't have that many, probably only 10 of the whole like startups from Latin America, because first of all, we didn't set a location in South America last year, and second, it was the first competition, and I don't think we did a very good job in the marketing side. So for those that are outside of China, some of them might have not heard of us, so that might result in not that many, you know, international startups, especially in South America, where it's too far from us, that we were lack of, you know, reputation and fame in this case. But I hope that in this year we will have more, let's say, Latin American startups to come participate, because I myself know that, for instance, agri-tech is very good in South America and in general, and that is also one of our main focus this year, because anything that is related to technology, we're very welcome, and we really, really want to have those good quality startups to come.
And regarding to that, Helen,
and of course,
I'm sorry, Benjamin.
And also food is a case here, because I myself talked to the staff from Embassy of Colombia in China, and we had a discussion in this case that he told me Latin America in general, you have very good food as well as agricultural tech. So in this case, we really, really want to bring those good projects and the idea here to China. And of course, to just more interaction between those two, you know, between China and these countries, because we find that during the past years, maybe it's because our continents too far away from each other, we're just not really familiar with each other. And I strongly hope that through, you know, platforms like HICOOL, we can bound each other more and be more interactive. And of course, share the experience in terms of technology or anything.
Okay, thank you, Helen. Benjamin,
thanks a lot,
you
Helen.
Have another question?
No, in which areas they are already answered.
Okay, Helen, before continue with another participant, regarding to these areas, is it possible to find the information about the participants of the last year competition? I mean, regarding to what areas their startups were focused on?
Yes, like I said, you can really find everything on our official website, which is here. I just typed here.
Okay,
but
perfect.
you may need to take some time because it's really a lot of information, and yeah, as long as you can take some time, then I think you can figure it out. Or I can type my own email address here, just in case if any of you have, you know, very personal specific question, then feel free to reach me out.
Perfect, thank you, Helen. There's another question from Alex Niesen. Alex.
Sí, ¿me escuchan?
Sí, sí te escuchamos.
Okay. Buenas, Betsy. Hello, Helen. I have two or three questions. The first one is, I understand the deadline is the 15th of June, right?
Yes, that's for the registration process.
Okay, we do have a platform in the fintech environment that is not commercial yet. We are planning to have an MVP probably around July.
Hello?
Alex? Maybe he had a problem with his connection.
We have a trouble.
Yeah, we lost him for a while. Maybe he will come back. Alex, ¿nos escuchas? Voy a... No te escuchamos todavía.
Did we just lose him?
Creo que algo I think something happened with his microphone.
Yeah, maybe we should tell him on the chat.
Yeah. Alex, si nos escuchas, de repente puedes, mientras se arregla, puedes escribir tu pregunta en el chat. Y también la podemos ir leyendo. Meanwhile, Helen, there are some other questions on the chat that I can read for you. There's one question from MHT Network. Well, he is mentioning that he had some problems to register because he couldn't find the English version. But I believe you already write the website of HICOOL, right?
We have everything in English. Yes, we the HICOOL website. So I just typed our address in the chat. It's for everyone. Everyone can see it, and we have 2 languages that are available. So in Chinese as well as in English. You can see from the. So if you go to the official page, you can see the dashboard, and right next to it, there is a small circle around, and you can see for the red button, it's CN, which stands for Chinese, and EN stands for English.
Ok. Para los que escucharon por si acaso, en la página web de HICOOL, en la parte superior del menú, van a poder encontrar la opción de poder cambiar el idioma de inglés a chino. Entonces, es la página que Helen ha indicado en el chat, donde van a poder aplicar y encontrar toda la información que ella además ha mencionado en su presentación. There's another question. Alex Nissen finally could write his question on the chat. He's asking if a group we have to participate 120%. I believe that his question
is if in a group we can have 2 participants at 80/20%.
I believe his question is related to they have their team as a group of 2 participants, and they have 80%,
yes.
One have 80%, 20%, and I guess the question is that with that characteristics they can apply, maybe.
Yes, of course. If the team is only like composed of 2 people, then like I believe they are the only shareholders in this case. Of course, they can come and join.
Okay. There was another. Before there was also another question from Alex, asking if you could send this presentation if you can share this presentation.
Yes, of course I can.
Okay.
Right.
So you can send it to, well, I already have it, so maybe I can share it to the participants in this session, right?
I can right now. It's uploading.
Okay. Helen está compartiendo en el chat la presentación que ha hecho hoy día para que todos la puedan tener. There's another question from Julio Roncal.
Yeah, you can see it now, I think. Yes.
Yeah, we can see it. I can see it. There's another question from, let me check, from Julio Roncal. He's asking, if I would like to run a cultural restaurant, is it possible to participate or is it just for tech projects? I believe that you answered this question before, right?
A cultural restaurant in a way that he wants to open a restaurant here in Beijing, or?
Julio Roncal, buenas noches. Si nos estás escuchando de...
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to open a restaurant over there in Beijing.
Okay. But if you mean by just opening a restaurant, or do you have anything that is technology related to the restaurant?
Well, the technology will be the app for the people who will be there to order through the app, and I'll make
I see.
at the same restaurant.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, the app is kind of like a delivery app, or am I correct?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So I was saying that if I understand it correctly, the app you just mentioned is like a delivery app, and also you're going to open, or you want to open a restaurant here in local Beijing. Okay.
Both of them.
I would say
the local.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, because this competition, like I said, is more like technology based. So for instance, AI, fintech and stuff. And if you don't belong to any of them, cultural creativity in a way that comics, animation, design, anything that's related to design is also suitable. But I don't think that a delivery app or a restaurant is suitable in this case. But if your app is something that is very much improved, other than the general apps on the market, then I think you have a chance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. No
Thank
problem.
you for your question, Julio. Helen, people is asking on the chat if your email has 3 N's.
Yes, that's HEL 3N, not HELN.
Okay. People was not sure. Okay, I believe there's no more questions on the chat, so los animo nuevamente a levantar la mano a través de Zoom para habilitarse el micrófono. Y bueno, con Alex, que estábamos conversando, Alex, creo que no sé si se respondió todas las preguntas que tenías, porque mencionaste que tenías unas 3 preguntas y solamente veo en el chat una. No sé también si se solucionó el problema de el micrófono. En todo caso, por aquí vemos que el micrófono sigue habilitado. As I was saying, Helen, there are no more questions yet on the chat, and it seems
if they have any questions, they can send me the email. Just let me know.
Okay, so I think with this we can finish the Q&A section. And thank you very much, Helen, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me also.
We'll be in touch, I guess, in order to continue promoting the HICOOL event for this year. Muchas gracias a todos por su participación en esta sesión informativa. Agradecemos su asistencia, sus preguntas. También le agradecemos a los expositores que nos han acompañado. Helen ha dejado su correo para aquellos casos que tengan más preguntas específicas y que no puedan ser resueltas a través del link que ella ha dejado sobre la plataforma HICOOL y la aplicación. También les dejamos por parte del Centro de Innovación y Emprendimiento, también les dejamos nuestra página web y nuestro correo para que nos puedan indicar consultas adicionales que puedan tener. Muchas gracias nuevamente por haber participado. Los invitamos también a seguir nuestras redes sociales. Muchas gracias y buenas noches a todos. Thank you, Helen. Bye, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Helen. Have a nice day. At midnight right now in
You too. Have a good evening.
Bye,
Thanks a
bye,
lot.
everyone.
Bye.
Chao, muchas